In this video, I'm going to show you the exact system to hit $50,000 a month, and this is the same system that people like Brett Scale, Shelby Sapp, and Nick Setting use to make hundreds and millions of dollars online, and you need this system to scale past $50,000 a month. I call this the content ecosystem, and by the way, this is the same thing that we used, for example, with my client Dylan and his e-com offer to scale him from $9,000 a month to $51,000 a month in just 14 days, and also my client Marcel with his high sales academy from 16 to 78K in just 28 days. And I'm gonna break it for you right now. So we need to understand one crucial thing. So every business needs those three key components. Attention, so get people to know who you are. Nurturing, so get people to like and trust you. And the last one, conversion, get people to buy from you. And in this video, we're gonna be mostly focusing on this part right here, nurturing, so how to get people to like you and trust you. And from my experience, this is the hardest part. And this is the part that those people actually nailed. And this is why they are printing money every single day. Okay, so let's right now break their businesses so we can see how they get attention, nurturing, and conversion. So first, Brett Scales. Of course, he gets his attention instead of running ads. He does it by clipping. And why he is using clips instead of, for example, paid ads is actually pretty smart in his specific situation, because Brett targets not very sophisticated buyer, right? He targets people that just want to start making money online. So this market is huge. So that means that Brett's business basically looks like that. The more attention he gets, the more money he gets. And actually, this is not the case for some businesses, and I will actually say for most of the businesses. Because if you are trying to optimize for just purely reach, you are going to attract so much unqualified people that then starting as a small business owner, that then actually finding in this group of those thousands of unqualified people, someone who is actually your ICP, especially if you are in a very unique niche and you sell to a sophisticated buyer, will be very problematic, especially if you're a small business owner anywhere from 20 to 100K a month. That will be very tough. So instead of doing that, I'm going to show you in a second what you can do. But this is what Brett does to get attention. Now, nurturing, very simple, YouTube. And on YouTube, his strategy is pretty simple. He posts these very unfiltered videos that are usually anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes long, just yapping. So that makes all of those people that see those clips go to his YouTube, get sold even more on the lifestyle that he's living, and then of course they will visit his VSL page where he basically has a VSL. And now what Brett does is he will have a usual sales cycle, but he also runs webinars with email marketing. So this is how he gets attention, nurturing, and conversion. Okay, what about Shelby Sapp? Attention, her short form Porsche Instagram strategy. So as you probably know, Shelby is really good at generating attention through her short form videos. And of course, there is many reasons why, we don't need to get into them, but this is how he generates the attention. And as you can see, those videos can get hundreds and millions of views. And also she jumps on those trends that even more get her attention. Actually, those two didn't get so much attention, but this is what she usually does. Now, nurturing is also a combination of short form videos, and I will show you specifically what videos those are, but mostly those are story sequences where she really nurtures those people and sometimes even do a call to action to register for her webinars, because her conversion mechanism is very similar to this of Brett Scale. So is a VSL plus webinar plus email marketing. And the reason why those big creators in the space use, to be honest, the same conversion mechanism is this is what works the best at this scale. Because remember, Brett and Shelby Sapp have a limited amount of time, so they can only allocate a specific number of hours to their business, and this is how they can get the biggest return on that. Okay, and the third one, Nick Setting, so a smaller creator in a different space, targeting much more sophisticated buyers. So attention, of course, is a combination of short form and top of the funnel ads. Nurturing is a combination of YouTube and also his retargeting ads that are going straight for a quick 2-minute VSL where he has a book a call button. And a conversion, something that Nick Setting is known from, is his long story sequences that, as you can see, can be quite long. 13 stories just to do one call to action. So this is how he gets people to convert. And I could give you more and more examples like that, but every business needs to generate attention, nurturing, and conversion to make money. And as I said, in this video, we're gonna focus on the nurturing side of things. So let's begin. Okay, so in the ecosystem, there is actually only 4 ways that you can nurture people. It's one-to-many via short form, is one-to-many via long form, is one-to-one with direct channels, and at the end is paid. Okay, so let's talk about the first one-to-many short form. So a big misconception that all of those folks will tell you is that you need to go viral to earn a lot of money. And that is far from true. So let's take a look at this. If you post any short form content, your video will be somewhere on this line. And on one end, it can be to generate the most amount of reach, so going viral, or showing your expertise, giving value to people. And depending on what you're trying to do with a piece of content, you will be somewhere on this scale right here. But actually the best of them, right? So when we talk about breast scales, when we talk specifically about Shelby Sapp and all of those other folks, they are masters of actually showing their expertise or delivering value and also getting reach. But for most folks, especially when they are not that huge as them, because remember, every single time when Shelby posts a video right now, it will at least get 50,000 views. Whatever she posts. So this is really important to keep in mind, and that's why you kind of can't optimize for both things at once, and then you need to choose. Okay, and then you're gonna actually ask a really valid question. So if I only post value-based videos, no one is gonna watch them. And that's actually true to some extent. So this is what I actually recommend doing for any service or info-based business that is anywhere from 20 to 100K a month. And this is to do 20% of the content as a top of the funnel content. So you can think about, again, when we look at those folks, you can think about, here, this is a top of the funnel content. This is a top of the funnel content. This is a top of the funnel content, okay? Again, when you look at Nick Setting, even he does it. This is a top of the funnel content. 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 And those are value-based pieces. So as you can see, those people know that. And this is how you can utilize it. 20% top of the funnel, 80% bottom of the funnel, or you can say, middle of the funnel, doesn't matter. Like, it's just that 20% of those posts will be optimized for getting the most amount of views, and I'm going to show you in a second how to do that, and 80% of them are going to be optimized to be as valuable as possible. Hey, if you are enjoying this video right now and you would like my help with scaling your own high-ticket business to more than $50,000 a month, then just message me on Instagram and I will see what I can do. Okay, back to the video. So first of all, any sort of trends with a twist on them. So for example, Shelby Sapp is probably a master in that. So she will jump on every single trend and actually tweak that to match her ICP, to match her humor, all of that. But sometimes those posts can get literally millions of views. And probably the best example of that is where this viral incident happened on the Coldplay concert when this couple was showed in the screen. She actually made a video about it. You should cheat on your job. Right? So basically, she captured all the virality of this clip and she turned it into a little quote-unquote VSL or an offer or a value-based video where she actually made a proposal to comment a specific word. And this video got millions of views and probably thousands of applicants going to her webinar. So this is a good example of how you can jump on trends. Now, the second thing, every behind the scenes. So someone who is probably an expert in that would be someone like Sui, who does all of those videos like that, when there's basically a POV, kind of like behind the scenes, kind of just you with him in a room talking, and those videos goes viral because again, they are super easy and cool to watch. And the last thing would be using others in your space to go viral. So let's say that you are also a woman who is in high ticket sales. Just by putting some type of 4-second clip of Shelby that already went viral, for example, like this video or this video right here at the beginning, and then just giving commentary to it is already going to make you viral. So those are the 3 proven ways to do a top of the funnel content. And now bottom of the funnel content. Okay, and for a good bottom of the funnel content, firstly, you need to get this Chrome extension called Sort Feed, and then this is the equation for a perfect bottom of the funnel content. So you use the Sort Feed extension to sort top posts of your competitors. You make a big list of that, then you copy what works. So you see, okay, what are the best videos that are performing in your space? You copy, for example, the hook of it and the structure of it, the music, the look, the captions, all of those things, and you just add your spin. So what I would do, the easiest one, is you copy the hook. So this is the entire video, right? You copy the first 4 seconds of the video, you copy the last 4 seconds of the video, and right here, you just add your spin in the same structure as they did when it comes to this video. And trust me, if you want to do that in great volume, so what I mean by that is short form content is anywhere from 4 to 7 videos a week is a good starting point. But for example, with this client right here, Marcel, and you can check it out, at some point we were doing 4 videos a day. Okay, I'm not joking, 4 videos a day. Actually, for most of it, we just did just two videos a day on his main profile, but yeah, 4 videos a day at one point. So the volume is really important here. And this is exactly how you can create one-to-many short-form videos. So now, probably the most important one-to-many long-form. So if we look at the 5 levels of awareness that you probably heard about, unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware, for your YouTube, especially again, if you want to scale past 50K amount, if you've been stuck here, the thing that you are missing is definitely this stage right here. So product aware and most aware. Why? Because if you are below, let's say 20, 30, 50K a month, that means that you are probably making only, let's say, 1 sale a week, maybe 2 sales a week with your high ticket offer. That means that you probably don't have this stage of the funnel really dialed in, because the market is so much bigger than 1 sale a week. And again, you don't want to go to the unaware, problem aware, or solution aware people, because those folks, need much more nurturing than those folks. So you need to first capitalize on them and then go up the awareness, right? And this is like much more than you probably think of. There is so much juice there. So the best formats to do that, and of course also I'm going to show you what to do to hit those stages of awareness, but first product and most aware. So for this, the best things that you can do is client interviews, right? Just like I showed you mine, do those, because those are huge. If someone is actually most aware and they already know, their problem, the potential solution, client interview can be a thing that makes them from, okay, I might need to think about it, to booking a call with you. So make sure you utilize as much as you can. And there is literally, the more proof, as Hormozy says, the better. So utilize that. Then the second is the product aware. So for this, basically treat your YouTube as a big VSL page. So have multiple VSLs, every single one targeted at a little different thing when it comes to the potential angle that you approach your ICP. And the last thing, case study plus breakdowns. So again, you take a client win and you turn it into a breakdown that you can use as a VSL. And by the way, I have a whole video about this process, so make sure that you check it out. But in short, the thing that is most important by far when it comes to YouTube is the packaging of the video. So instead of going idea, so, I should make a video about this, structure, so, okay, how do I actually approach creating this video? And at the end, title plus thumbnail, so how do I actually package this video? This all should be all way around, okay? So instead, firstly, you should ask, okay, what's a good packaging in my niche, in my market that I can use? So what type of title and thumbnail that I can utilize? Then, okay, what will be the structure of the video? And at the end, okay, what new, what specific to me I can add to this video to make it unique? And that's how you create a banger video every single time. And the process of ideating what type of video to actually create is very similar to this one. So unfortunately, I don't know of a source feed extension to YouTube. If there is, let me know in the comment, but I don't think there is. But you just look at your competitors and you copy what works. So if you constantly see the same type of video over and over and over again on your For You page in your niche, then use this, okay? Use this as your inspiration for the next one. And actually, there is one good thing that you can use. It's called vidIQ. It looks like this. So make sure that you add it, and that will help you spot the outliers in the videos. This is really important stuff. And yeah, this is how to create a great one-to-many long-form system. Okay, now one-to-one direct. So those are the things like DMs, emails, and communities. And for you specifically, so for people that are anywhere, again, from 20 to 100K a month, this one will be the best. And let me explain why. Because emails and communities create more friction. And that means that it will cost you more to get people to opt in or people to join your community. And again, those folks, right, Shelby, Sub, Breast Scales, they can pay for that because they have multiple thousands of dollars for the marketing, and they can pay more or create more friction. So the percentage of people that will actually, go from this and be turned into a specific lead will be smaller, but the actual number also still will be huge, but the quality will be better. So this is why they can, again, pay for the emails or pay for the joiners into their communities. But you probably don't have a lot of resources and you need to use them the best way possible. So DMs. And how do you specifically do that? It's very simple. You have your appointment set, or you take all of this, so short form videos, long form videos, story sequences that we're gonna talk about in a second. But here's also where the story sequences are, because even though they are one-to-many in theory, because we are programmed, by watching the stories of our friends, story kind of feels like it's one-to-one. Because again, you can reply here and you can start a conversation right away. So it's kind of like one-to-one. I would treat it like that at least. And again, your setter can utilize the old story highlights, so the stories that you have pinned on your profile, all the long-form content, all the short-form content, and he can feed the people that he is having conversations with this type of content. And what it means is that, again, if you ever did appointment setting, you know that, but 80% of people that come in are not warm. What it means is that they will not book a call with you straight away. They need more nurturing. So instead of being pushy and losing a lead and destroying your authority and your basically personal brand, you basically feed them with more content. So they say, no, I'm just here for the content. Amazing. Let me show you this video that I feel like, based on our conversation here, will be very valuable to your situation. And that way, you kind of, is a win-win, because they get something that is valuable for free. Of course, they didn't pay with cash, they paid with their time. And you get a more engaged, warm lead that can be turned into a paying customer a few days down the line. So this is how you utilize one-to-one direct channels. And the last one is paid. And specifically, I'm not talking about top of the funnel ads. That would be right here, because top of the funnel ads is something that we would use to actually get people to enter our ecosystem and then be turned into a paying client, right? So I'm not talking about the top of the funnel ads when you are basically reaching out to cold audience or to people that are, on the first 3 stages of the level of awareness, but I'm more talking about folks who are already product or most aware, and specifically the most aware people. So the way we do that is by running retargeting Instagram ads and higher intent ads. So ads like direct DM ads, or even landing page ads, as Nick does right here. So now, of the napkin calculation that you can do to determine how much money you actually need to put in those ads is really straightforward. So it costs anywhere from 50 to $200 on the higher end to reach 1,000 people from your following with this type of ads. Enough times to actually get them to either to skip and then the algorithm will stop showing it to them, or to actually take action. So 50 to 200. So that means that, for example, you need to spend $500 when you have 10,000 followers. Not too shabby, right? And this is how you actually create those retargeting ads. So first, you do a call out. So you say, if you've been struggling, all of that. Your best friends are for a while. So for example, you've been thinking about it for a while, or finally you want to do something about this problem. This is how you do a call out. Now the second part is you break your unique mechanism, and the last part is you actually give them the offer. So you say that you would get them to X. So I will make you lose 50 pounds, I will get you $50,000, whatever your offer is. And at the end, you actually show them the case studies. So that's number 4, case studies. You repeat the offer, you tell them the guarantee. And if you do all of those things, you will have a great retargeting ad. And when it comes to higher intent ads, it's, to be honest, the same way. The only difference, of course, is that you don't create lookalike audience and you don't target those people that are retargeting, but you target cold audience, meaning that cold audience that also are on this stage of the awareness, but they didn't see you earlier, so they are not your audience, if that makes sense, I hope. So those are the only 4 things that you can actually do to nurture people. And if you want to see how to run ads profitably, so you can get people to actually go inside this ecosystem, then make sure that you check out this video. And I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one.